The buzz around Bruno Mars is once again reaching a fever pitch. A newly released promotional video teasing upcoming shows in Mexico has ignited excitement across social media, fueling anticipation for what many fans are calling one of the biggest pop tour of the decade. With the momentum building rapidly, it appears that the era surrounding his latest project, The Romantic, is only just beginning. The announcement of new promotional material tied to the global The Romantic tour signals a major moment in Bruno Mars' career. The tour, expected to sweep through major cities across North America, Europe, and Latin America, represents his return to large-scale touring after several years away from the global concert circuit. For fans and industry insiders alike, the message is clear. Bruno Mars is not just returning, he's stepping back into the spotlight at full power. For more than a decade, Bruno Mars has been one of the most influential figures in modern pop and R&B. Born Peter Gene Hernandez in Honolulu, Hawaii, his journey into music began early. Raised in a family of performers, he spent his childhood singing classic rock and soul songs in his family's show band. That early exposure to live audiences and vintage music would later shape the signature sound that made him famous. His breakthrough came in the early 2010s when songs like Just the Way You Are, Grenade, and Locked Out of Heaven dominated global charts. Those hits quickly established Bruno Mars as a rare kind of pop star, one who could combine radio-friendly hooks with musicianship that echoed legends of the past. Critics frequently compared his stage presence to icons such as Michael Jackson and Prince, praising his ability to fuse funk, soul, pop, and R&B into a style that felt both nostalgic and modern. But while Bruno Mars built a reputation as a chart-topping hitmaker, the real secret to his success has often been hidden behind the scenes. As a songwriter and producer, he has spent years shaping music not only for himself but also for other artists. Alongside collaborators like Philip Lawrence and Ari Levine, Mars formed the production collective known as the Smeezingtons, crafting hits that blended classic influences with modern pop energy. The results have been extraordinary. Over the years, Bruno Mars has sold hundreds of millions of records worldwide and accumulated an impressive list of industry honors, including multiple Grammy Awards. His 2016 album 24K Magic in particular became a cultural phenomenon, dominating radio playlists and redefining contemporary funk-inspired pop. Even years later, the album's influence can still be heard across mainstream music. Yet despite this success, Bruno Mars has always maintained a relatively private personal life and a careful approach to public exposure. Unlike many pop stars who release music constantly, he often disappears from the spotlight for extended periods. When he returns, however, he tends to do so with projects that feel meticulously crafted and culturally impactful. That pattern continued with his collaboration alongside Anderson, .Paak, which produced the duo Silk Sonic. Their debut project, An Evening with Silk Sonic, was praised by critics for its authentic tribute to 1970s soul music. The song Leave the Door Open quickly became one of the defining hits of the decade, winning multiple Grammy Awards and cementing Bruno Mars' reputation as an artist capable of reinventing classic sounds for a new generation. Now, with the arrival of the Romantic era, industry observers believe Bruno Mars is preparing to redefine his career once again. Early promotional footage for the upcoming tour suggests a show built around cinematic visuals, elaborate stage design, and a band-driven performance style. It is a format that has become one of his trademarks, a live concert experience that feels closer to a full musical production than a standard pop show. The recently released promotional video highlighting upcoming performances in Mexico has become a key piece of that strategy. Fans were quick to circulate the teaser across platforms such as TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube, praising its nostalgic visual tone and high-energy concert footage. The clip blends dramatic lighting, slow-motion crowd shots, and glimpses of Bruno Mars rehearsing with his band, an approach clearly designed to emphasize the emotional connection between artist and audience. Music industry analyst Mark Reynolds says the strategy reflects a broader shift in how major tours are marketed in the streaming era. Artists like Bruno Mars don't rely solely on album sales anymore, Reynolds explained in a recent interview. The concert experience has become the centerpiece of their brand. When someone buys a ticket to a Bruno Mars show, they expect something unforgettable. According to Reynolds, that expectation is exactly what the new tour appears to promise. He's one of the few performers today who can deliver both a stadium-level spectacle and genuine musicality. That combination is extremely rare. Producers who have worked with Bruno Mars often echo similar sentiments. Grammy-winning producer Mark Ronson, who collaborated with Mars on the global smash Uptown Funk, once described the singer's creative process as intensely detail-oriented. "Bruno doesn't stop until every note, every groove, every moment feels right," Ronson said during a past interview. That's why his music connects with so many people. That relentless attention to detail is also evident in how Bruno Mars approaches live performances. Unlike many modern pop concerts that rely heavily on backing tracks, his shows typically feature a full live band. Horn sections, backup singers, and choreographed dancers work together to create a sound and visual experience that recalls the golden age of soul and funk. Critics say this commitment to real musicianship has helped Bruno Mars stand out in a rapidly changing music industry. While streaming algorithms often favor quick releases and viral trends, Mars continues to build his brand around timeless songwriting and high-quality performances. Cultural commentator Lisa Grant believes this approach has played a key role in his lasting influence. Bruno Mars reminds audiences of what pop music looked like before the digital era, she explained. There's choreography, there's live instrumentation, there's storytelling. It feels like a complete performance. That sense of authenticity may also explain why Bruno Mars maintains such a strong connection with fans across different generations. Younger listeners are drawn to the infectious energy of his music, while older audiences often recognize the classic soul and funk influences embedded within his songs. The upcoming tour could further strengthen that cross-generational appeal. Early reports suggest the setlist will combine new material from the Romantic project with many of his biggest hits from previous albums. Songs like 24K Magic, Treasure, and Locked Out of Heaven are widely expected to appear alongside newer tracks. For concert-goers, that combination promises both nostalgia and novelty. For Bruno Mars, it represents another opportunity to demonstrate why he remains one of the most respected performers in contemporary pop music. Behind the scenes, the preparation for a tour of this scale is enormous. Teams of stage designers, choreographers, lighting engineers, and musicians spend months preparing for each show. Insiders say Bruno Mars is personally involved in nearly every aspect of the production, from musical arrangements to stage lighting cues. That level of involvement reflects his reputation as a perfectionist. Those who have worked with him say rehearsals can stretch late into the night as he fine-tunes every detail of the performance. Still, fans rarely see that intense preparation. What they experience instead is a seamless spectacle, 2 hours of music, dance, and pure entertainment that leaves audiences feeling like they have witnessed something special. As the promotional campaign for the Romantic tour continues to build momentum, expectations remain sky-high. Cities across the tour schedule are already preparing for surges in ticket demand, and industry analysts predict several dates could sell out within minutes of release. For Bruno Mars, however, the significance of this moment goes beyond ticket sales or streaming numbers. Each new era of his career has reinforced his reputation as an artist who values quality over quantity. In a music landscape often driven by constant releases and viral moments, his approach feels almost old-fashioned, but remarkably effective. And that may be the secret behind his longevity. By blending classic musical influences with modern production and unforgettable live performances, Bruno Mars has created a unique space within pop culture, one that bridges generations, genres, and global audiences. As the lights prepare to rise on the next chapter of his career, one thing seems certain: the world is ready to watch Bruno Mars take the stage again. And if history is any indication, the impact of this new era will extend far beyond the concert arena, shaping the sound and spectacle of pop music for years to come. The spotlight is once again on Bruno Mars, one of the most influential performers in modern pop music. As excitement builds around the promotion of the Romantic tour, fans across the United States and beyond are closely watching the next chapter of the superstar's career. A newly released promotional video highlighting upcoming tour stops, including major shows in Mexico, has sparked renewed buzz online, signaling that the Romantic era could become one of the biggest moments in Bruno Mars' career. For more than a decade, Bruno Mars has shaped the sound of contemporary pop, blending funk, R&B, soul, and classic showmanship into a style that resonates across generations. From chart-topping hits like 24K Magic and Uptown Funk to his award-winning collaborations and electrifying live performances, Bruno Mars has built a reputation as one of the most dynamic entertainers in the industry. Now, with a global tour on the horizon and a new wave of promotion underway, the conversation around Bruno Mars is growing louder than ever. Music critics say the upcoming shows could reaffirm his status as one of the defining pop icons of this era. Why does this moment matter for American audiences and the global music scene? And what makes Bruno Mars return to the stage so highly anticipated? Watch the full video for the complete story behind the music, the tour, and the legacy of Bruno Mars.